From our Airbnb, we have an amazing view of Mount Kilimanjaro. Mount Kilimanjaro is a dormant volcano located in neighboring Tanzania. At 5,895 meters, it is the highest mountain in Africa. Some locals jokingly call it Shy Mountain because the mountain often hides behind clouds and doesn't easily reveal itself. We were lucky enough to have several chances of clear views of the mountain, one morning for a few hours and during dusk a few days later. Although we didn't have an actual plan, we figured there must be a place closer to the Tanzania border where we could go for a short hike to get a better or different view of Mount Kilimanjaro. We brought up the idea with Jackson and Samuel, our local Maasai guide. Neither of them knew of a specific route or location, but we decided to head to the town of Aloitokitok, the largest border town in the area. The town seemed promising as a few locals pointed us in the same general direction. We set off through a clearing and approached a forested area. Upon closer inspection, we noticed the forest was made of tree stumps in between trees that looked uniformly planted, so we guessed it must be some kind of tree farm. We continued walking and encountered a lady coming in from the opposite direction, carrying long planks of wood on her forehead, followed by a man doing the same. They had to walk with a bouncy step in order to keep motion with the vibrating planks of wood. Samuel greeted the two in Swahili and chatted for a few moments. He told us they were Tanzanians who cut the wood on the other side of the border and carried it over to Kenya to sell for a higher price. The wood would likely be used for building a house, and it could fetch about 70 cents for each piece. Her heavy load might bring in just over $2. Just beyond, there was a clearing with a row of concrete blocks painted white that stretched into the distance. This was the divider that marked the border of Kenya and Tanzania. The border here was completely porous, and there was nothing stopping us from walking straight into Tanzania. We walked for a while, and then Samuel told us we'd better head back into the forest. If any of the locals decided to report us to the Tanzania Border Police, we could be fined or even brought to jail for crossing the border. We meandered back into the forest and looped back to our starting point. Although we didn't seem any closer to Mount Kilimanjaro and didn't manage to catch any special views during our short hike, it was fascinating to see how locals that live on the border between Kenya and Tanzania make a living. After lunch, we headed back toward our Airbnb, and Jackson suggested we go for a swim. He knew of a hotel closer to Amboseli and arranged for us to spend the afternoon there. The pool was far too cold for me, but Leo and the kids went in, played some games, swam some laps. After their swim, the kids played in the playground with a new friend. Like Amber, Natisha is 10 years old. She lives in Naivasha and was visiting Amboseli with her parents. I love to see our children making friends wherever we go. With their new friends, they can only play together for a short time, and there is never any expectation beyond that.